Hello, everybody. Hi, good day. This Queena here, and welcome to episode number 17 of the show. And today I want to talk about whether you're a chicken or an eagle. Now, the latest news have it, and this is the first time since today is a very special day, right? I mean, over the last 24 hours, we have seen the Bitcoin prices crashing below the 4,000 mark, right? To below 4,000. And it is, basically a lot of the predictions and a lot of the price predictions that, people like the mono analysts basically saying it will touch 3,000 is looks like very true. It looks like it's going to become very true soon. Now, and it's the first time where we have seen the news of a prominent crypto blogger. So it's a pro crypto person, a very prominent, which actually sells off his holdings. So it's basically giving up, right? It's basically giving up, quitting and becoming a chicken. So my point is, are you going to be an eagle who continue to hold, right? Continue to stay strong regardless of what happens around you, right? Now, I believe what happens is that he basically called it a fall. He basically quitting is because he has invested too much. See what he says. I'm way too old to continue engaging with bad actors, right? Like in tone-based and orders in Bitcoin. At 48 years old with family to support, I don't see the upside to fighting to the death for gold, Bitcoin, or any sound money cause. That means clearly it seems like he has invested too much for him to consider it very risky that he want to get out now. He say he sold the vast majority of his Bitcoin. I have no idea if this will turn out to be a brilliant maneuver or a horrible mistake, but given the risk to the financial security I worked so hard for a cause I may or may not pay for late in my investment career when the stakes are highest, it was the obvious choice to make. Now, for people like me and probably many of you, right, who are wise to say that you only invest the amount you're willing to. That's like the number one principle, right? Like Warren Buffett's number one principle is do not lose money. And the second principle of his is remember rule number one. Similarly, in cryptocurrency, the rule number one is really to invest just the amount that you're willing to lose. And if you are doing that, why? What's holding you from becoming an eagle and just continue to hold regardless of what happens because you already factor in the loss the number one day you invested, right? So really, in this case, it's not a good news because it's the first time someone so prominent, someone such a long time supporter, right? Andy Hoffman, he's a 17-year supporter of Bitcoin. He's actually giving it, throwing in a tower. That's not a good news, right? At least now the pricing crashes below 4,000. This is not a good time to sell at all. But on another side, meanwhile, Edward Snowden continued to be very positive on Bitcoin. He was being interviewed. And there is one basically saying that, so you see, blockchain is basically a new kind of database in which users write a history that can't be manipulated. And he's basically is very pro Bitcoin. He's basically saying, yes, it has very fundamental value, but the scarcity of it, right? The scarcity of it and the fact that no one person can just change, the record that is already written days ago, or in the history, made it so powerful, right? And as long as people value the usefulness of this means of exchange, that they basically see the scarcity and the ability to move money without banks, without any central authority, that basically there's no central control, then cryptocurrencies are likely to be valued. And this ties in with exactly what I said in yesterday's episode, where I said, you really need to hold on to ensure the survival of the cryptocurrency, because if you and I continue to believe in this, right, and we it may not be as high as it is, right? But if enough people believe in that we need an alternative to the current fiat controlled system, then there will always, be demand for these cryptocurrencies. And with enough demand and limited supply, prices will continue to hold up strong. And when future, when more innovations are coming, more work is going to be realized in the crypto and blockchain space, then people will see that it is a really useful cases in the next few years, next 5-10 years. But now it's still a very early days, right? But really, it is now that you should be invested. Yeah, but definitely the rule is invest just the amount you're willing to lose. So that's all I have, and hopefully it will turn up soon. But I think I agree with them. I'm also looking at for the 3,000 mark, where that time I'm going to just buy more just to average down further my entry. So thank you so much and have a good day. Live with passion and keep the energy up regardless of what happens. And see you tomorrow. Thank